Hello, what is going on everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Soccernomics podcast, the home of football economics. My name's George Lyons, and every week I'll be joined by special guests from our expert team of journalists alongside my trusty right-hand man, Temba Shumba. We'll be delving into the economical, financial, business and legal matters behind the beautiful game that we all love. If you're a fan of football and the effects that football has on the economy and vice versa, continue watching and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us if you prefer listening on Spotify and other streaming services. On this week's episode, I was joined by actually a fan favourite on the podcast, Dr. Mark Giancastro is back with us again. What we were discussing on the podcast today was one of his articles that he's written on our website, soccernomics.net. You can read that one. I'll put the link in the description below. You need to get that one right. Pretty much what we were discussing today is, can you sue if your favourite player has been benched? Sounds very, very vague, one that doesn't make a lot of sense, but I can assure you it'll make a lot of sense in a moment. I won't delve too much into it. All I can say is that there was a football club that, do you know how they go on those preseason tours, those exhibition matches to try and create markets and increase revenue for the club? This football club went to a particular country and advertised that a particular star player was going to be playing, and he never actually got onto the pitch. You can imagine the fans did not appreciate that a lot, but these fans actually went on and basically sued not only the club but also tried to sue the entire federation that put the game together, and they won. A huge moment in the sporting world and the legal world. One thing that's never happened before. But yeah, pretty much it just goes to show what can happen and why it happened and what's going to happen into the future. Does this have any ramifications on the sport and how preseason tours are going to be going ahead? I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you do, please leave a like and leave a comment as well so you can help us grow to be the best channel we can possibly be. And most of our watchers aren't actually subscribed to the channel. So we have actually experienced a lot of growth recently. If you guys can hit that subscribe button, obviously we'll really appreciate that as well. But apart from that, guys, I'll leave this one to you guys. All right, see you in a bit. Bye. What's up, guys? George Lyons here, and welcome back to another episode of the Soccernomics podcast. Yeah, boy.
Yeah, let's get it.
Let's get it. Today I'm joined once again by Temba, my right-hand man, and today we have got Mark Giancastro back on. Hello.
Very special guest in the building.
That's right.
Oh, thanks, guys. And me.
And you. Shut up.
And don't.
How are you, G?
I'm very well, thank you. Sorry, I'm leaning forward awkwardly. Good. Nice, things are good. How are you, fellas?
No, I'm not too bad, man. Bit hot weather in Australia today, down in Adelaide.
Sucks. It's so hot.
But other than that, man, I'm easy breezy, bruv.
Easy breezy. Temba just got told off by the cops because he didn't have a helmet on.
Let's not talk about that, man. I got warrants out.
You got warrants out? Okay. No, Temba's been well behaved.
Exactly.
Well behaved. Yeah. I don't understand why.
You got in trouble with the police.
Yeah.
Sweat out.
I don't understand why you have to wear helmets.
Bad man.
Bad man team. He's a road man through and through. Jeez. Anyway, today, what are we going to be talking about? We're talking about pretty much like what happens. Don't laugh at me. What happens if you are watching a team that you support? Say we're from Australia and like Barcelona come over and they play a game against like A-League All-Stars and Lionel Messi is not playing. Mm. You've obviously paid to see Lionel Messi play. Who doesn't want to see Lionel Messi play? And he doesn't play. Do you have a right to sue the club and all that sort of stuff? And that's a piece written by Dr. Mark Giancastro, who is sat to my left right here. It's very, very interesting. Mark, you are obviously an expert in contract law. So this is right up your alleyway. If you want to kick us off and just sort of introduce us to the topic and how this all started, because it happened in South Korea?
Yep, that's right. Yep.
Pretty much.
Feature game?
Feature game, yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty much where it all started. This whole idea of, it comes right back to economics. I think we were talking about a few weeks ago, right? What is driving consumerism in football, right?
Yeah.
It's loyalty.
Yeah.
Loyalty to the cause, loyalty to, the players, the individual players, right? So the theory goes that theoretically we do anything to see the players we want to see, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Supply and demand. That's an interesting model until you start fiddling with supply in the face of demand. And that's kind of what happened here. So it was a feature game in South Korea.
Yeah.
Featuring Juventus And of course, we all know that Ronaldo, who's arguably one of the best players in the world, possibly the best, was supposed to have played. And in fact, he was on the extended team roster.
So that's how it was advertised?
That's how it was advertised.
Yeah.
Now, he, as far as I'm aware, featured in all the promotional material as well. So that was obviously part of the package of, enticing
deal.
people, to come along, buy tickets to this game. Of course, what happened is he did show up. He did do the warm-up and everything, and then he was named shortly before the game on the bench.
Yeah.
And of course, like every paying supporter that was there thought, okay, he'll come on eventually. And this happens. This happens.
Yeah.
With feature games, the best might start off, there's risk of injury and all that. But this is pre-season, right? So it's meant to be friendly. It's not meant to be competitive at all. It's to literally generate money.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, it's a marketing ploy.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it is. It's a ploy, and it works.
Yeah.
It works. I mean, what was it, a few years ago? Liverpool, Real Madrid, all the big clubs started coming to Australia. There was that flurry.
Man United.
Yeah.
Man United, everyone's
Get that
favourite.
plug.
So they started coming over here. So it's a winning formula. Bring high-profile clubs to places they wouldn't normally go, and people will come. People will pay to come and see those players. The problem here was the organisers realised that and said, right, what happens if we just don't play Ronaldo? Why would you do that?
Uproar. I imagine is
Why
what
would
happened.
you do that? He's the number one draw card for Juventus. Let's
Yeah.
be honest. Yes, they've got other wonderful players, but everyone's there to see
Yeah.
the best in the world, right? The GOAT. So that's basically what happened. A few fans kicked up about it, didn't like it, went to the organisers, said, this is crap. Where's our money?
Yeah.
And the organisers said, well, pretty much too bad. That's just part and parcel of it. They choose the team, not us. We're just the organiser.
Yeah.
That was it.
That's to be fair, that's kind of accurate though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
It
You're
seems
right.
to happen quite a lot.
You're right. So where's the recourse? You don't have any. That's pretty much it. If the organiser comes back and says too bad, you're stuffed.
Yeah.
These couple of fans, and it started as a couple, and then eventually there were actually, you might have read the article already, but there were a couple of separate actions running alongside. So there was a larger group of people, supporters, who attended the game, were pissed off, rightly, wanted to take action against the organiser, the
Yeah.
event organiser, not the club, the organisers. And now, remember, the clubs have full right as to who plays. Okay, fair enough. It's their players. They owe them a duty of care. Understood. The organisers, though, they've said he's coming. He's going to be there. And the implication is he's on the billboards and everything, the flyers, he's going to play.
Yeah.
100%.
And that's what the consumers, the people that were attending the game, took issue with. The fans said, that's crap. You've pretty much told us Ronaldo's going to play.
Yeah.
So they decided to take action. I'm going to call it a class action. The group that were interested. I don't know what happened to them. I don't know if they lost interest or they settled. I'm not sure. My sources didn't quite make that clear. But the two that I mentioned in the article, they did go all the way. They took it to a regional district court in South Korea, who agreed and said, yep, actually, you're right. This is a form of breach of contract.
Yeah. It makes sense, right? Because you don't offer. It's basically putting an offer on the table and someone agreeing to that contract.
Sure.
Because let's be honest, purchasing a ticket, you're purchasing seeing what is advertised, right?
Yeah.
Is that essentially how they deemed it? And
Essentially, yeah.
if they're not offering what has been, if they're not playing what is offered, then you've got a reason to sue, I guess.
Yeah, 100%. I think it also comes back to the theory that in the article you mentioned that the fact that they advertised that Ronaldo was playing was the reason that the tickets were actually sold within 3 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah. And why wouldn't it be? Juventus obviously signed him. Who in their right mind pays 100 million euros for, what was he, 33 at the time?
Nah, 32, no?
Was he 32,
Younger.
33?
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Something like that. Anyway, who pays 100 million euros for someone who's on the wrong end of 30, right?
Yeah.
Apart from, obviously, Ronaldo and Messi still have that ability, but they're doing it because they know that they're going to make the money back instantly.
That's right.
From doing these tours, from shirt sales, all that sort of stuff. So they know what they would have known that people in South Korea were paying to see Ronaldo.
Yeah.
That's right.
As opposed to
Especially on the
Juventus.
fact that, for example, people in South Korea don't have the luxury of seeing Ronaldo in a regular season game.
Exactly.
So,
How often would you see
marketing
an
ploy.
Italian powerhouse playing in South Korea? It's never going to happen. That's
Yeah.
the beauty of these feature games.
Yeah.
They have an appeal, which is otherwise unavailable.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened here. They have seized on that appeal, the organisers, and I don't want to, lay blame and use powerful words, but they've effectively exploited the consumers.
Yeah. Which is not the first time.
It's not the first time.
Not the first
No.
time.
It's becoming more and more of a norm, isn't it? Where it's football clubs are more just brands and fans are consumers, right?
Yeah.
And that's what it's sort of become, especially with these venture capitalists coming into football clubs, and they're doing it as a business sort of thing. So they see it as profits, and as opposed to loyalty fans. You know, it's more of a, okay, this is where we generate revenue. Let's target that.
Yeah, so maybe exploitation's too big a word, maybe. But I mean, look, it's capitalism. It's football's it's a business, right?
100%.
There's no harm in that. But the harm, and this is what the fan said in court, you've basically implied that he's going to play.
Yeah.
What naturally the organisers said wasn't our decision who actually played. We just did the marketing, we organised it, and that's where this whole thing kicked off. And it raised arguments about, well, who's really responsible? Because they alleged, the organisers, that they had an agreement with Juventus that Ronaldo would play at least, I can't remember how many minutes it was, 15 or 20 minutes or a half, something like that. He was meant to be on the pitch.
At least touch the ball, bruv.
Yeah, at least touch the ball.
Just touch the ball.
And not at half time. So that's what kicked this whole thing off. But what's interesting is the claim was rooted in contract law. They said it's a breach because you've suffered disappointment. Or
emotional distress.
Is that actually what they claimed?
That's a thing.
That's a thing. That's insane. I've got emotional distress from working Boxing Day. Can I claim on that?
Should it be a thing? I don't know. Should it?
Should it be a thing?
That's mad.
I feel in this situation it's kind of a double-edged sword. Like I can get what the consumer is saying, and I can get where the club is coming or the organizer is coming from.
Yeah, absolutely.
Essentially, that is false advertising by the organizer, but in the same instance, like you said, football is a business. They do not have direct influence on how Juve is going to play on that day. So I'm pretty sure in that case, devil's advocate, they could counter sue like, okay, we thought Ronaldo was playing as well. The manager was like, nah, he's going to rest today. You know, you could come from that angle as well.
And he could have had an injury.
Yeah.
He could have had a niggle. Like these days, what is it that we're playing now? It's basically 2 games a week.
Yeah.
2 games a week.
Crazy.
3 possibly.
Sometimes,
COVID.
Sometimes 3.
Yeah, regular game, domestic cup. If you're in the Champions League or whatever cup you're in, it kind of takes a toll on the body.
Sure.
100%.
Yeah.
And then that does come down to like organisers and stuff like that. And obviously, when it comes to pre-season, it's down to the club because they're using that as a way of creating revenue and marketing and all that sort of stuff. But in terms of players playing too much, they're prone to getting injured, and that's probably that could have been something that was happening with this team. You know, why they chose. Okay, well, look, because didn't they play a game like less than 72 hours before?
Yeah, they
that?
did. They did.
And Ronaldo did play in that one.
From recollection, yes. Wasn't very long, but again, you can imagine all these supporters who purchased tickets to the second game. And look, you're right. There are reasons the club would have said, okay, he's played a bit, let's give him a rest. But if that was the case and they said something, I mean, you're right, it's double-edged sword, Temba. I mean, if they said that, ticket sales will plummet, people want refunds, because you're there to see one of the best players in the world.
Yeah.
So I get it, double-edged sword. But look, speaking solely as a lawyer, right, contract claims for disappointment, distress, so rare. Incredibly rare. I know of 6 cases off the top of my head, ever.
Really?
What was the outcome of the lawsuit?
Of this particular action? Right, so in this case, the court agreed and said, yes, you have suffered compensable disappointment in light of the fact that Ronaldo didn't play. It's astonishing. And that is so rare.
So they actually won.
They did. They did. So they won, I think it was the money back plus a token amount.
Seasonal ticket. I don't know.
Because contract law is not about rewarding injured feelings ordinarily. That's what makes this so extraordinary. They're a common law nation, so they follow the same sort of laws we do. The astonishing thing is that the court said, yeah, actually, we think this deserves compensation because you were upset.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, obviously, if any contract's broken, any contract, you're going to be upset, right? Yeah. What they said made this particularly special was the nature of the agreement and the fact that, you know, this particular contract is specifically for the enjoyment of the contracting party.
Would that be regarded as a tacit contract? Like, no?
As a
tacit contract? Is that the right term?
I don't know.
Nah. So basically,
I don't know what that is.
When you say tacit contract, what do you mean?
A non-written contract between 2 people. For example, if I go to a store and I purchase something, it's expected that you pay at the end of the day.
Yeah.
In this case, I think that must have been something where the consumers were like, okay, I'm paying this ticket. I expect Ronaldo to pay. You know?
Actually, you're
Yeah.
right.
Is
Yeah,
that
it's
what
a
it is?
tacit expectation.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's not written in the terms. We guarantee you're going to have a good time.
Yeah.
But you're right. Yeah, but you're right. Yeah, but you're right
Yeah.
because breach of contract, you need to breach a term of the agreement, and
Yeah.
the court pretty much said just that. Okay, it's implied because of the nature of this agreement. This is a contract with you and a sporting club or association or organisation, right? That you're going to come and enjoy the spectacle. They didn't enjoy it. End of breach of contract.
Crazy. That's crazy because
Yeah.
like, dude, what do you reckon?
Floodgates, much.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, what does this mean for like the future sort of thing? Does this mean that there's going to be less of these exhibition games because they're just like, well, don't want to risk it anymore, or is it just a case of fans are going to expect like a written contract of Ronaldo's or so and so is going to play this certain amount of time? Because that's like this is getting ridiculous sort of thing. Like, it's when did football come to this?
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, like that's a very unpredictable situation because you never know what can happen leading up to a game.
100%.
You know, we could have had the stomach flu or something. It's out of their hands at the end of the day.
COVID.
Yeah.
Right now.
For example,
COVID, there it is.
greatest
I was
example
waiting.
right
How
there.
long did that take?
Yeah, it's probably like
He got the
10
vid,
minutes.
man.
He got the vid. Kevin Hart, man, too funny. But literally, like Ronaldo had he tested positive, but he even is like, I don't have this. This is absolute bullshit. Like,
Well, he would know.
Zlatan.
Yeah.
Zlatan did not get the
He's had extensive medical training. I'm sure he was, he's well placed to know.
well placed. But yeah, something like that can happen overnight. Like we're seeing countries getting locked down. As soon as as recent as not even a month ago, South Australia was in lockdown for 3 days, just like that. Like, if that's something that can happen straight away, something as simple as, okay, this player's not going to play.
Yeah.
Surely there's going to be a bit of leeway with that. Would that have taken any sort of traction at all in court? Like,
I mean, you got to remember, this is at a time where COVID wasn't really a thing, or at least not as major a problem as it is now.
yeah.
So they're still packing stadiums at this point. I wonder if now it'd probably be a little bit different. I think the considerations probably be sort of tempered a little. I think you can expect it with the current climate, with players getting injured left, right, and centre because they're not properly conditioned to keep playing so frequently.
Yeah.
That there's an expectation they're going to rotate. But even if that wasn't there, George, don't you have full right to say who's going to play at a given time? So devil's advocate, right? Devil's advocate. That's their right to say who's going to play. It's a feature game. They get nothing from it except a little bit of maybe brand exposure, fan loyalty. Tap into new markets. That's it.
That's it.
And I mean, even to dive deeper into what you were saying earlier, you mentioned that it stems down to like the basis ethos of economics itself, supply and demand, right?
Absolutely.
So you mentioned that obviously consumers or fans, whatever, are with a club because of certain players, the prestige that the clubs bring. So from a standpoint of a club where you look at it as a business, you protecting your most important assets at the end of the day to incorporate the supply and demand aspect where, as a fan, obviously, you would want your club to win trophies. I must supply trophies. I must supply victories, etc., etc. So you demanding this and I'm protecting my assets to like compensate your interest in me. That goes part and parcel of what the club might be doing, you know? And so I fully understand where a fan would be coming but from a club and a business aspect, which football is at the end of the day, I would argue the same thing, man. Like counter-sue their ass, man.
Yeah.
Still.
Counter-sue.
You're in counter-sue.
I will counter-sue their ass, bro. Like,
I love that.
Who are they
Fight
suing?
fire with fire.
Exactly.
Who are they suing though? That's the other thing, because the club came out and said,
The man.
Who's the man? So
Dunno.
Juventus came out and said, we had no agreement. I think from memory, the president came out and said, I don't know what they're on about. What's the problem? It's player management. That's our right. I think the organisers came out and said, no, we had an agreement. It was in the contract. Now, I couldn't get a hold of it, and I don't know what happened there. It was reported loosely in the media in Europe, but pretty much said we had an agreement that Ronaldo would step foot on the pitch and play at least X amount of minutes.
Yeah.
Didn't happen. So from their perspective, but that's a privity issue. So that's a contract between the organiser and the club. That's got nothing to do with the fans.
Really?
Nothing. So their claim couldn't have been, okay, well, you lied to us. Okay, that's not what they're saying. Their claim was, well, regardless of who said what, we were disappointed. We paid to see X and we got Y.
Yeah.
With what you're saying at the end of the day, through your article, have you seen any like ripple effects when it's like regular season games, or is it just like for example, this preseason incident?
Not from memory.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that would be event traction because again, they're entitled to player management. You know what I mean, squad management, and at the end of the day, like you're saying, I'd rather see my team win the league as opposed to I want to see this person play in this particular game. Yeah, Jamie Vardy's having a party. But in the next
shit get banged.
That's yes, sir. I hope
Famous words.
Famous words. Chat shit. In terms of like an exhibition match, it's completely different kettle of fish, isn't it? Because it's not an official league game. It doesn't contribute to anything as opposed to you're touring the world. Imagine if you go to see to a concert, see AC/DC and they're lip syncing or something like that. It sort of have that same similar context. It's like, if I was watching it on TV, like, that's fine. But I'm paying to see you. I want to hear you. Like, I don't care if you sing like badly or not. Just I'm paying to see you, not to hear something I can hear on the radio.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the same as like in football. In my opinion, that's how I take it. It's like that exhibition match. You're exhibiting your squad. Yeah, that's what it is. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. Well, it's all about scarcity value, isn't it? I mean, this is classic economics, right? Scarcity value. You can charge what you want because no matter what, they're going to come and pay to see whoever it is.
Yeah, there's no price on that.
If they don't play, if they don't ultimately play, it doesn't matter. Damage is done. They've paid. They're ready to go. And it's almost, is it a trade-off? Like, and again, I'm not throwing shade at Juventus or the organisers, but...
Juve.
What is it, Juve? Is it almost a trade-off, though? Like, if it ends up you pay less, because don't forget, they didn't get, millions of dollars. That's not what contract law is about. Contract law is you've suffered a loss, let's make good the loss. With these claims, it's unique. You might get a token sum to say, yeah, we get it. You were pissed off. Here's $50. That's kind of what happened. They got their money back plus a token amount. So it wasn't even that much. They didn't grossly profit.
Yeah.
Is it worth the club? Like they've almost benefited from that. Even if they pay out all these tickets, all these claims, they've still made 10 times what they paid out.
Yeah.
Isn't that, what do they call that in economics? Actuarial analysis, whatever it is.
I'm only a first
Cost
year.
efficiency.
I'm only a first year.
Yes, that is
Cost
true.
efficiency. It's more efficient to pay out the claims than it is. I could be talking absolute shit here, I'm not sure.
I could be.
No, you're right, actually.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank the Lord for that.
You've never done a single day in economics, hey?
I've read a little bit, Wikipedia, etc.
Sweet, that's what it boils down to.
I'm reading a book at the moment called The Undercover Economist from Tim Harford. It's really good.
Yeah? There you go.
It's
good
talking
plug.
about coffee, though, not football.
Oh, is it?
At the moment.
Good plug, man.
Yeah. That's it.
You owe us money.
I'll get no commissions from that, although if they're listening, the publisher or whatever,
Yeah. Sponsor us.
Interesting, but Tammy, you mentioned the floodgates thing. Could this happen in a season game? Imagine what an arse you'd look like as a fan suing the club because they didn't play your favourite player on Saturday or because you know better than, Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah.
That's outrageous.
Yeah.
That's outrageous, but I don't think that's feasible. I mean, A, there's an implied term in that contract, surely. That you're paying to see the team, not to pick who's playing. B, who's better placed to say who should play and who shouldn't? Yeah. You or the management?
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. That's what they're employed for, right?
I don't think any sort of action, even along these precedential lines with this case, is going to go anywhere.
I'm actually surprised that lawsuit actually went through, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, as a fan, obviously, like, I had the opportunity to watch a Man United preseason game in Perth last year.
Did you go?
Yeah, I was there, man.
Who they play? Was it?
They were playing, I don't know what the team was called, to be honest with you.
Leeds? Wasn't that the Leeds one?
Yeah. Leeds were there. Leeds were there, but they played the Perth team. What
Perth Glory.
Whatever they call, bro.
Yeah.
Bless them.
No offense.
our Western friends.
Yeah. But for example, I came in there hoping I would see like a man like Pogba play, for the full 90 minutes.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the case. Obviously, it was the reserve team. It was the substitutes. Pogba played, I think, about 20 minutes. But as a fan, still having that loyalty to my club, I just enjoyed the whole experience because it's not like every day you get to have that in your backyard. So it's kind of like a selfish ploy, to be honest with you, from a fan standpoint. Like, I wouldn't do that to my club, bro.
Yeah.
Like, bro. Man United, I wanted to see Cavani, but you can't do that, bro.
You can't.
Yeah. They're still playing. Who did they put on the posters? So in the lead up to all that, who was? Because I remember these ads. Yeah. Who was on the posters?
Pogs was on the poster, bro.
Who was on the poster?
He was on the poster.
Anyone else? Anyone else of profile from the United squad?
Not that I recall. Yeah.
There's no one that good at the.
Ooh. You hear that? It's getting hot in here. I'm gonna let that one pass.
Actually, no, I
You
do
know?
like Marcus Rashford a lot. I think he's just an incredible human being.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's done amazing things.
I'll let him know. I know him. I got his contact on my phone, man.
Yeah, you're gonna
Yeah,
speed dial.
send him a WhatsApp now. We'll get him on the line.
Got +44 on the code, fam. You get me? Still.
+44.
Plus
Still
44
got
on
that.
the code.
That's it. That's the UK mobile.
Oh, is it? Oh, my
Yeah,
apologies.
come on, G, come on, man.
Sorry, man.
In case you guys didn't know either.
Yeah.
There you go. See, I got you.
Thank you.
So yeah, will this cause floodgates? No. From a lawyer's perspective, I think this is a one-off. I would not be surprised if there was a response. Probably not an appeal. It's not worth it. You know, it was 2 fans.
Yeah.
It's not worth repaying them.
Wow, 2 out of 65,000, bro. Imagine
Yeah.
that. That's an anomaly.
But
Yeah.
but you could have a point when it comes to pre-season or
Yeah.
post-seasonal games, because that is the context here.
Yeah.
They are different. The expectations are different. You are expected. If you're marketing it as an experience for the fan that they wouldn't ordinarily receive, you would expect them to then say, well, where are the superstars?
Yeah.
That's what we're paying for.
Yeah. It's tough, especially if you're advertising it again, like you said. See that they would have obviously, the entire lawsuit would have gone out the window had they just played him even for like a couple of minutes, right? Because then it can say, we did play him. The same with the Pogba thing. He said, I only saw him for 20 minutes, but I saw him. He came on and played.
Yeah, but would you still be satisfied if he came on like the 89th minute?
Yeah.
Would you then be saying, oh, like I saw
But
Ronaldo play, he barely get a touch.
Yeah,
in a
but
minute,
that whole
you know?
thing is very subjective, man. Emotional
that's
distress,
right.
come on, man. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, I agree with you.
I wanted them to win
Yeah.
5-0. They only won 4-0. Come on, man. Like,
But
get
that's
out
it.
your feelings, bro.
I'm glad you said that, because then where do we draw the line? Not just about selections, but
Yeah.
how they play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they parked the bus. Mourinho style. We're not happy
Yeah.
with that.
Emotional distress.
Yeah.
Why didn't they attack?
They stopped us from winning the league. How
Bro,
dare they?
If emotional distress, suing about emotional distress was
Yeah.
a thing, Arsenal fans would be racking in paper, my G. Jeez.
Oh, this is great.
Oh, I was hoping we'd end up here.
Bro.
I'm so sorry, Arsenal fans.
Ooh, I'm just being honest, man. I'm
That's,
being honest.
that's,
Come on.
that's one thing we can agree on.
Oh.
That's,
Thank you.
As Man United fan, Liverpool fan, Arsenal.
Whatever, man.
What a joke. No, I'm joking. You guys will turn it around one day
Yeah.
soon.
Well,
Oh,
aren't they
Chelsea are
only
in
3 points
trouble.
behind Chelsea.
I was going to say Chelsea are in big trouble right now. But,
That's football, man.
That's-
Listen, it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
yeah.
You know?
That's it.
Look at us.
Oh,
like, man,
absolutely.
like, yeah. I mean, it's phases, bro. At the end of the day, it's a marathon. Like, Liverpool even slipping up. But in my opinion, they might have the most solid squads despite their injuries going forward. But, like, at the end of the day, I think that's just what makes football exciting, man. And that's why you love the game.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I didn't,
Sorry, Georgie. Just on that, remember a couple of weeks ago, sorry to come back to Premier League, but related point. Remember when they played Jota? So Jurgen Klopp decided to play Jota
Yeah.
in that Champions League dead rubber. We'd already qualified.
Yeah.
yeah.
He played him. He got injured. He's out for 2 months.
Yeah.
And fans were outraged, including myself.
Yeah.
Like, I love Jurgen, if you're listening, doubt it. But I absolutely love you. But I was pissed. I was pissed. I'm like, why would you play? It meant nothing. That game meant nothing.
Was it
except
Michelin
pride.
or something like that? Wasn't it?
Sorry?
Was it against Michelin? Or
Yeah,
something like that?
yeah, it was and they'd
Yeah.
already bottomed out. Like, no disrespect, but that game was a nothing game.
Yeah.
And he played Diego Jota, right? Got injured, 2 months out.
I mean, yeah, I think it even stems back to what I was saying before, man. Like, if you demand like these victories, these supplies, then we have to look after our assets the best way we can, man.
Yeah.
And obviously, that's why I'm saying it's kind of like a selfish move from a friend to play because you're disappointed or emotionally distressed in that moment, like
Yeah.
for a short
I
term
love you
period.
putting it in
you
goals
know?
every time.
But now, like Liverpool fans are like saddened by the fact that this guy is gone for 2
Yeah.
months. Will he
Yeah.
ever be back to the player that he was before? So
Mm.
look at it from that standpoint as well.
Yeah, exactly. Especially like we were saying about the schedule that we're playing these days. There's not really a break anymore. Like, what is it? We had like less than a month's break between a season to season.
Yeah.
And they still played exhibition matches in between then. So of course it makes sense now why they wouldn't play their star players in those exhibition matches. They don't mean anything. They don't mean anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So more and more players are getting injured. Liverpool's classic example. So and so protect your assets. It makes sense. But you're there to see the club. Are you a fan if you're there to see a player?
Yeah.
This isn't basketball, you know.
Come back to what the fans would say, though. Are you there to protect your assets or to play them?
Yeah.
Why are they there? Don't tour.
It's tough.
Don't tour.
Yeah, don't tour.
Or advertise it honestly. Say it's the second string, but you know what? There might be some fans out there who want to see the second string. You know, I'd like to see our academy boys do the job.
If the loyalty is real, you'll be there
That's
regardless.
right. You'll be there regardless. Exactly right. So what's the problem?
So what do you recommend they should do? Just literally just say, hey, this is it. Be honesty, or cut down on these exhibition matches, because there are complaining about there being too many games. You can't complain and then still organise games, you know.
Example, Tambo, if Man United said, we're coming next month to Australia. We're going to play the second string, maybe one or two of the seniors.
I'm there still, bruv.
You'd still go, wouldn't you?
There,
Of course you would.
Of course.
That's the point. If you're a genuine fan, you don't give a shit who's playing.
No.
As long as you see the club there.
Yeah.
I'd rather they just be honest and say, we're going to play the academy boys. We might bring on, Firmino and all that for a little bit.
Yeah.
Probably not the whole
Sign
game.
a few autographs.
I'll
Kiss a couple babies.
Yeah.
Dip.
He's not running for Congress. Actually, that's ill timed discussion.
Love it.
To all of our American friends, hope everything's settling down over there.
Yeah.
Speaking of demand, they're just, I don't know. Like, I guess I would value honesty.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm one of those rare fans who isn't rabidly obsessed with seeing the first team all the time.
Yeah.
I would have rather they played the second string in the bloody Midtjylland game. Like, whatever. I'll still get up in a ridiculous hour in Australia and watch the game. I don't care.
Don't care.
I do care about them saying on the posters or whatever, this person's going to play, and they don't play.
Yeah. False advertising, bro.
Yeah. False advertising. That's what's so interesting, because to them, they're like, what was it, the organisers that advertise and didn't play them? So that's so interesting. The tickets, I know for a fact, like, it's Juventus. Like, this isn't like a one-man team.
Right.
This is Juventus. You don't need to advertise Ronaldo if, like, you're not got any intentions of playing him. The tickets are going to sell.
That's
like,
right.
The tickets are going to sell. How often?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Actually,
I don't know.
Yeah, because it was South Korea.
Yeah.
So South Korea, K-League, like they are mad about their soccer. They are mad about their soccer. And this isn't like a let's say a Lazio or something like that, where like they're a big team, but not huge following. This is Juventus.
I'd still go.
I would go. I would be like, I don't care. Like if any Premier League team, if any team of some sort of stature came to Adelaide, 100% I'd be there.
Yeah, no, that's true.
And I feel like I wouldn't be the only one.
Scarcity, bro. It goes back to the saying, you don't always have the opportunity to see it in your backyard.
Exactly. So yeah, it's just I feel like they'll obviously live and learn.
Yeah, I mean, this is so rare. I don't know of many fans that would sue the club. Now, I don't know if they're fans of Juventus per se, but they didn't go after Juventus anyway. The club had nothing to do with it. It was they went after the organisers.
Yeah.
That's where their beef was. But query, I mean, who's the most important person in a corporation? You would have heard this before. Who's the most important person in any company?
It's the clients.
It's the customer,
Yes.
right?
Oh,
the customer.
Damn, I got that one wrong.
Wait, who are you going to say?
The CEO, bro.
The CEO.
Come on now. Jeez.
But if you ask the CEO, they'll be like, not me. You.
That is
We
true,
want
yeah.
you. But where I was going with that, if we don't realise, I think maybe we're just seeing the tables turn. The customer, the fan, now realises how much power they have. Like, they have turned around and sued because they didn't see who they wanted to see. Would this have happened, 50 years ago?
No way.
30,
laughed you out the door.
Yeah.
10 years ago, they'd have laughed you out the door.
Players sue their clubs all the time.
Yeah.
Entitlements. Fans is a different story.
Yeah, nah. It definitely tells you how the game has changed over the couple of years, man.
It's changing.
Yeah.
But that's why maybe we will see more of this, because increasingly globalized society now with COVID, these feature games are going to be even rarer. So the next one that comes along, you're going to expect to see
more scarcity.
the best of the best. Scarcity value is skyrocketing. So, and the consumers know that.
Inflation.
Don't forget, clubs across the world are on their knees right now financially, right? They need these games. What's going to happen if they start pushing them out? I mean, you've seen the injury rates across not just Europe, South America, like all the leagues that are in the world. Their injury rates are skyrocketing. And the big question is why? It's probably because of
Elephant in the room, mate. Too many games.
lack of conditioning, too many games, too
Player
close
management,
together.
all that.
Yep.
So, just get rid of exhibition games altogether.
Yeah.
They make money. It's a money-making exercise.
Yeah, it is. It is. They make.
How much money did they make when Man United came out? Full house, just about. Liverpool, the first time they came to Melbourne, 2013, I was there.
You went.
Yeah, 95,000 people at the MCG. They sold out in minutes.
Yeah.
How much money that trip alone would have raked in for the club?
And at the end of the day, it is the consumer's money that they are spending. So the consumer does have entitlement to say, hey, you're spending my money. at least let me get to see a finished product that I want to see. So
Yeah.
goes a long way.
Goes a long way.
Yeah,
Because we're the shareholders, aren't we? If this is a company,
Yeah.
if we look at a football club as a company, and most of them are, we're the
I'm a
shareholders.
shareholder.
Yeah,
Man United,
that is-
hey, you hear that?
Yeah.
You hear that?
The customer is always right.
Exactly.
it.
Nah, that is true.
That's it.
And in this case, they were right in court.
Oh. So interesting.
Yeah.
So it's such a weird one, but I feel, like you said, this is rare. This is probably not going to happen again. And if it does, it'd have to seriously be a fuck up, right?
Yeah.
It'd have to be a serious fuck up. So very, very interesting.
All in all, George G, what would you say is your consensus about the whole thing? Like going forward, do you think it's something that's sensible? Is something you agree with it, or it's just like a?
I think this is a good thing.
Yeah.
Because not
The
as in like
lawsuit.
this. No. I feel like it's good because it's laying down sort of like a line of like, okay, you can't do that. You can't keep doing that. Like this is wrong. Because if we just let that happen, you just continue doing it, right?
Yeah.
And then it's more emotional distress and all that sort of stuff, as you were saying.
Granted, but won't the clubs get pissed off?
Man,
Isn't this a disincentive? They're like, we're not going to come over there if everyone's going to start suing us the minute we don't play our best players.
That is true, man.
that is
Imagine
very true.
65,000 lawsuits, bro, coming your way, bro.
I'm saying that I don't think there's going to be more. I'm saying that this one in particular is just
Yeah.
like okay.
Anomaly.
It's it's an
Yeah,
anomaly. It's
okay.
like a wake up call of
Yeah,
hey,
fair.
you know,
Yeah.
what are you doing? You know, we know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Don't do it. But hey, it's not going to happen again.
That should do the trick.
They should do it.
Hey,
Or
don't do
naughty,
it.
Naughty.
Naughty.
Slap on the
Wow,
wrist.
wow, wait, what?
You naughty, you're teasing me.
Oh,
It's
man.
funny, guys.
It's like when they blow the whistle when you're running too quickly around the pool. You know? You're running around the pool. Oi! Oh, you, mate, don't do that.
Hey,
Yeah.
take it easy. Take it easy.
So many memes. What do you think? What do you think?
No, man, I kind of agree with you, but I just feel like I said, man, it's a double-edged sword. I feel like organizers and the club have a responsibility to pay due diligence to the fans. Like, if you're gonna, for example, play a preseason game, at least have the courtesy, you know, to be like, okay, I advertise, I'm playing so and so. Let's just give the fans what they want at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, the fans are what keep the clubs running. So, yeah.
Well said. Well said.
Not sure I can answer that, Tim, to be honest. I'm not sure I can.
But you
yeah,
read the article, mate. So.
I think you're both right. Oh, look, that's sort of how I finish. I'm like, no matter what, again, Economics 101, no matter what, no matter who comes here, if they're wearing the badge, people will come.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who plays. Where I draw the line, personally, is I would like a little bit of transparency around who's going to play. If they said to me, we're not going to play the we're not going to play the first team, we're going to play the second string because, you know, we want to have a good showing this season. Here's why. We've got a few games here. I'd appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'd say fair enough.
Yeah.
I'll still be there.
Yeah.
But instead, don't splash the best of the best from the first team on the poster. And then when I get there, I find out they're playing the last 10 minutes. That's where I get pissed off. So I don't know. For me, I'd encourage more transparency because I think the fans are smarter than what the clubs and these organisers of events think.
We're switching on. Yeah.
So we're woke.
We're woke. That's right. That's it. And on that note, thank you so much, guys, for coming on the show.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, as always.
Of immeasurable proportions.
Yeah, immeasurable. Thank you for coming on. Hopefully, we'll have you on very, very soon.
Yeah.
The genius.
Great article, guys. Make sure to read it as well.
Yes,
on
yes.
Soccernomics website.
Yeah.
Mate.
So check out.
Tell me your tune.
Stop gassing.
What a plug. So
Stop
he
gassing.
does my job for me.
I love this guy.
He's so good. So yeah, if you do want to read the original article, it's very, 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 very good. I said very too many times then. Check it out on the Soccernomics
His
website
English.
on
Don't knock it.
soccernomics.net. Excuse me?
Sorry?
Nah, you're good. Also as well,
Things
guys.
playing up.
Also as well, I need to let you guys know we have a competition running at the moment. It's on our Instagram page, Soccernomics HQ. Pretty much, we are giving away a gift card of $100 of your choice of anything that you want to do. All you have to do is just tag 3 friends, share it, follow us on Instagram, and subscribe to us on YouTube. Most of our followers and watchers aren't subscribed already, so if you haven't already, you got to ask yourself why. So do it.
It's pretty simple, man. Make sure you like and subscribe on the channel as well, dude.
That's it. We're close to 200 subs as well.
Jeez.
Great.
Yeah.
What's moving on up, fam?
It's moving up. Like
Thank
I
you
said.
to the 200 that we have so far.
Exactly.
Let's get another 200 by the next show.
Bro, 200.
That'd be
1,000.
great.
Let's get another 200,000 by the
Easy.
I
next
don't
show.
think the algorithm's that good, but we'll
Look at the hosts, fam. Look at the hosts, bro. They love us, man. They
Look
love
at
us.
This whole article was about over-promising and under-delivering. Come
That's
on.
it. Yeah, we don't want to do
we,
that.
we deliver here on Soccernomics. We don't lie to you. We don't lie to you.
Also, speaking of delivering, we've expanded. We actually now have an indoor soccer team.
That is true.
We do. Soccernomics FC.
Mm.
We.
Oh, yeah. I saw the post. I didn't even know.
No. It's going to be really cool. So on
Yeah.
our Instagram page, we're going to be doing like all sorts of updates, posts. Just have a bit of fun with it, so you can see the lineups, results, all that sort of stuff. We're going to be doing like player.
No.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
profiles
Yeah,
and stuff.
player profiles.
No.
It's going to be amazing.
Oh,
It's
Feature
gonna
games?
be- feature game. We can do. We're actually having like some special
It's
guests.
in the talks with higher management, man.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, behind it.
Actually,
Player
I have
signings,
some-
everything.
Yeah.
Have something to say
My
about
son-
that too. Player representation agency. Watch this space.
The man is
Watch
a
this
lawyer.
space.
The man is a lawyer. He
That's
knows
it.
what he's talking about.
I know, I'm sorry about that.
That's it. He's our lawyer now.
so sorry.
But yeah, go check out our Instagram page. Like I said, it's Soccernomics HQ, so you can be up to date with what we do and just have a bit of fun with it. Because it's, like I said, it's all just a bit of fun. We made some kits to like yesterday. They're coming. Got
Looking
the-
fiery, mate.
Why am I only finding out about this now? I didn't know we had kids. Why does nobody tell me anything?
No one reacts to the group chat, man.
Yeah.
I feel like
can't
that's
say
your
anything
fault.
because- no one mentioned this. The
Oh,
first time I
alright.
found out about the team was on Instagram. Because
No,
I like
that's-
and subscribe.
That's not true.
That is true. I didn't
Alright.
know anything about
All right.
it.
All right, here we go. Fair enough. All right, I'll keep you all up to date.
Even
a
our
bit more.
production
Even
manager's laughing.
Brett-
Look, even he knows it's all.
Brendan's
Bollocks.
like, wow, this is terrible. Anyway, yeah, go check it out, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, I don't know what we're going to be talking about next week. I think we're going to have Dave on. If we can get Dave on.
Who the hell's
Is it
Dave?
David? Your mate, David?
Oh,
Come on, don't do the man like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
you put me on the spot. Ideally, yes. David, for those who don't know, involved heavily with English football at one point. He was involved with the liquidation of a club,
Jeez.
insolvency of a club, which happened to be his own club.
Oh.
So
Yeah. Sad times.
he's probably listening to this. I believe he's subscribed. So if I put you on the spot here,
Yeah.
DB, sorry. Hopefully we can get you on the show. Otherwise, I've
Easy.
really
I'm
just
calling,
ruined everything.
I'm calling you out. Anyway, yeah, look out for that one, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you very soon.
Stay blessed.